Certainly, yes, I'll have another, yes. It's so lovely to meet a young couple like you here. The island is absolutely beautiful, and the locals are the kindest, most creative people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. But not a word of English amongst them. Why am I here? Oh, it's a boring story. You don't want to hear it. Well, if you insist, I first came to the island in my early 30s, not long after the war had ended. You see, in 1949 the entire world was in disarray, and some unscrupulous archaeologists, myself included, were more than ready to take advantage. Now, I'm not proud of the cultural crimes I committed in that time, but I was struggling to cope with my time in Burma, you see. It's no excuse, but please know that I wasn't in my right mind. Myself and a team of other ambitious tomb robbers flew here because there was a rumour that an ancient Polynesian temple was lying completely unguarded. The rumours weren't wrong. While the island people were desperately trying to rebuild their homes, we dropped in, threw a few pounds around the place, and marched off to rob their ancestral treasures. Would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for two things. First was a local girl called Asoese. Her eyes were as gentle as a lamb, and as bright as the sun dancing on the water. It wasn't long before she was in the family way, and it was either bring her back to England or stay here with her. I wasn't sure what to do until the second thing happened. In the temple we were pilfering, there was a sealed door. Of course, we had to open it. Never mind the ancient carvings it was covered in, warning of blight and famine to ravage the entire world. One day, we took to the door with dynamite and blasted our way through. What we found in that room was the end of us. The temple served not only as a place of worship, but also a prison for an ancient and terrible evil. The locals call it Matagonawe, or the Blight Pig. But what we found was like no sow on this earth. It was vast and seemingly formless, all but for hundreds of grotesque nipples that sprouted from its body. A countless number of twisted, malformed children dangled from those hideous teats. We lost 5 men to them that day. If it weren't for a stray bullet hitting the last of our dynamite, we'd all have perished. The explosion brought the temple down around us. I was the only one who managed to climb out of the rubble. I tried to save another man, but he died while I went for help. So I stayed, to marry a woman I barely knew, raise a daughter I didn't want, and to make sure that the monsters we uncovered stay buried forever. It's getting late. I should go. I hope you enjoy the rest of your honeymoon.